Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Darky23,
I'm FSU.
and today we're doing something different. We're not doing a podcast.
We're doing reading Reddits.
Specifically, Are You the A-hole?
So let me ask you this: Are you the a-hole?
I'm definitely am. I found this one right off the bat. It's gonna be crazy. It says, "Am I the a-hole for cleaning a Grace person that isn't related to me?" To keep it short and simple, I went down to the graveyard my grandpa is buried at yesterday to clean up his grave. When I got to my gramps' grave, someone had already tidied it up. So I thought I cleaned up a grave most in need of it. I found the grave of a 4-year-old covered in leaves and weeds and cleaned it up. I spent about an hour on it, and when it was right about done, an older couple came up to me and asked what I was doing. I told them I was cleaning. Oh fuck! I was cleaning up a grave because someone had done it for my grandpa. As soon as I as soon as it was because my grandpa's grave been cleaned up, they started talking about how I didn't know whether the weeds and dead leaves scattered around the grave was on purpose or not, and they told me to leave. I kept working as they talked smack, and then I drove off. So I'm pretty sure I'm not, but am I the a-hole? Edit. Since I think there's some confusion about what I did to the grave, I removed the leaves, some thinly strewn about wild grass, and a weed called a. That's a fucking. You want to say that? It's in Danish. You want to say that word?
The make it no
Okay.
Macabut. I don't know.
I'll try my best. I'm sorry if I mispronounce this. Malkebote or Malkebote,
Macabut.
something like that. It's Danish. I don't want to say it incorrectly. I'm sorry. The child was buried 37 years ago in Denmark. You can pray. You can pay for 30 years at a time with the care of the grave. Most likely, the family paid the 30 years and then the grave was left unattended. Edit to picture for context on my profile. I'm
No,
not gonna
I'm
check
not
it
gonna go
out.
to check the profile.
But oh yeah. Do you think this guy was a yahoo for cleaning this person's grave, especially a 4-year-old's?
I mean, the couple had a good reason.
Mm-hmm.
You maybe it was left there for on purpose. I don't think it was left there on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think it just hasn't been cleaned. Um, I don't think he's I don't think he's the asshole just because he was just trying to be nice and make it look clean, presentable. It's a 4-year-old girl, right? You wouldn't want a little girl's grave to be looking dirty and old, even though it was a long time ago that the they had been buried. I don't think he's the asshole. I mean, from a perspective of cleaning someone else's grave without asking someone
Yeah.
who's related to them, I kind of get that. But I mean, in this situation, I don't think yes.
I don't think he's the asshole. Honestly, not only that, he said that he was buried. The 4-year-old that was buried there was buried 30 something years ago.
Yeah.
So I don't even think these couples knew who this kid was. Anyways, so at this point, I think they were just looking for a reason just to make a
Being an
fuss.
asshole. I think
Yeah,
they are the
I think
asshole.
I think the couple were the assholes. This guy did a nice, friendly gesture to someone who did not have his grave cleaned. So I think they were the fucking asshole.
I honestly think they should just mind their business.
Low key. All right, this next one. Am I the asshole for not wanting someone else to be invited out to dinner? My partner and I had made plans to a nice restaurant in town. I booked us the table, and we were looking forward to it. My girlfriend then messaged me and asked if she can invite her friend. Oh god. I say no since it's just meant to be us going out. And she didn't let it go. She doesn't let it go and invites her friend anyways, and just tells me it'll still be a good night. I asked her why. She even bothered asking me if she was going to ignore me anyway. My girlfriend was planning to drive, and we be leaving from our apartment, picking up her friend up. My girlfriend mentioned that I'd have to get into the back of the car. Oh God. I told her no, and that I'd be in the car before her friend, and that I'd be in the car before her friend, and that her friend shouldn't be going anyway. My girlfriend just said she couldn't ask her friend to sit in the back after she invited her to join us. She then mentioned that she was paying for her friend's meal. I asked if she was paying for my meal as well, as she said no, and she said no because it would cost too much. I just pointed out that in the 2 years we've been together, I don't actually think she bought me a meal once. When we were out yet, she's offering to buy her friend food on a night she wasn't even invited on. My girlfriend accused me of making her feel bad, but I just pointed out it seems like she values her friend a lot more than she does me, but she just said I was starting to arguments over nothing. Mandy asked her for not wanting her friend to at the meal. No, you're not the asshole. Your girlfriend's just an asshole, honestly. I look, I'm sorry, but she is. I mean, you planned this to be like a good get together with you and your girlfriend. Maybe y'all haven't had a date in a good minute. You're like, you know what? I might have a date with my girl, and it's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah, honestly, your girl's a dick for asking, and then after you said no, was like, "Fuck you." I'm still gonna invite her. So the only asshole part is, I mean, I guess him saying, "Are you gonna pay for my meal too?" Like, like, I mean, I understand. Maybe she had never bought you a meal, but if you're doing it out of love, is I don't know. In this situation, maybe the friends just hasn't gone out in a while. Maybe she was just trying to be a good friend and get her friend out the house or something. But for her to do it on a date, where it's supposed to be only you and her, yeah,
Not only
that's the
that,
asshole move.
and not only that, as she wanted to invite her friend because her friend hasn't gone out, invite her the next fucking day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, come on, like, you're not the asshole.
it's
Your
like
girl.
saying, "Hey, do you mind if I bring someone to make this video?" Too
No.
bad they're already here. Right.
What would you invite them? See, now you're the asshole. Cause then like, maybe I mean, we're just trying to hang out. Now you gotta vent your fucking friend over here. Fucking Jesus. But yeah, you're definitely not the asshole. Your girlfriend's a dick.
Yeah, I hope your girlfriend pays for her
Oh,
food.
you know what would be worse? What if it was a guy friend?
Bro, if it was a guy
Cause
friend,
they didn't specify if it was a guy friend or not.
did it? I think it did.
I don't.
For her friend. Well, her
friend.
friend.
If anything, it might not been a guy, cause he would probably said it. But if it was a guy, oh, that would have been 10 times worse.
Not only that, she made you sit in the back.
No, I don't think she said. I don't think he did. But like, she tried to make you send her back. Like, come on.
What's the point, right? I mean, y'all can still talk. If your friend sits in the back, y'all can still have a conversation.
Wait, hold on.
You don't keep your eyes on the road, right? But
hold on. Does your friend not fucking drive?
Right? Honestly,
Why would I want to be in the same car with you and your friend if I probably won't even be talking with y'all? Tell your friend to either Uber over there or get her ass driving over there.
That sounds. I mean, at that point, just be like, you know what? How about they just have a date night another day and go out with your friend? Stay home, play some Call of Duty, get on with the boys or something.
Oh, you know what would have been worse if he said that and she goes, "Nah, I don't want to go then."
Ah,
Then why? Why would you?
Why? This is our moment. This is our day. This is
A special
you and
moment.
me time.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know.
You're not the asshole.
You're not the asshole. You're definitely not the fucking asshole.
I don't think you're the asshole. Maybe there's certain parts of it where you're being petty and be like, "Oh, are you gonna pay for my food?"
That's petty. That's petty. But you're not the asshole.
That's a little petty. But you're not the asshole
asshole
for not wanting to invite someone on your date.
Dead ass.
At least give a heads up and be like, "Hey, you want to go out with my friend this Saturday or something?" But like, if y'all already about to go, and she invites her friend last minute,
yeah, you're not. You're not the asshole.
You're not the asshole.
All right, this next one. Am I the asshole for not telling my family I'm gay? I'm 16 and I've known I'm gay since I was 12. I haven't told anyone because I just don't really want to, and I was kind of scared about their reactions. Low. Last week I got home and my parents started screaming at me saying I was selfish and disgusting and I should have told them ages ago instead of making them think I'm straight. They found out because my uncle saw me kissing a guy in an alleyway and he told my whole family because that's a completely normal thing to do apparently, and now half of them won't talk to me and the other half are blowing up my phones basically telling me I'm a huge asshole. My dad said I really upset my mom because she expected me to get married and have kids and I got her and everyone else's hopes up. Am I the asshole? My whole family hates me at this moment and I literally don't know what to do. I've said sorry to all of them, but they're still super angry at me. Edit. I just woke up. I didn't expect so many replies. Holy shit! Thank you so much. Ah, okay, it's basically them thanking them.
Yeah.
You're not the asshole.
You're not,
You're
honestly.
definitely not the asshole. I mean, it's your business. If you don't want to tell your family that you're gay, then you don't have to. And not only that, their reactions, they're the assholes.
I
Again.
was about to say the way they reacted when they found out, right? Your mom was wanting you to get married, have kids. That's the whole reason why you didn't tell them, because you knew they were gonna react like that. You're not the asshole for hiding it because you don't want to feel shitty with your family knowing that they don't support you for being gay, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and for them to get mad at you for not telling them and then still judge you for it, like, come on, bro. What you expect me to do? It's like you getting in trouble when you're a little kid. Oh, you're not gonna tell your mom, bro, right? Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna tell you.
Yeah, you're definitely not the asshole because, like I said, it's your choice if you want to tell them or not. The way they reacted was such an overreaction. I mean, first of all, you can still have a wedding.
You can still get married. You can still have kids.
Adoption's a thing.
Adoption's a thing.
Or, I mean, like, what was it? There's one where uh, I saw in the episode where you can donate your sperm and a woman will give birth to a child, your child.
Yeah.
So
Well,
technically, it still be your child.
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
you're
you're
definitely
definitely
not
not
the
the
asshole.
asshole.
It's
It's
your
your
choice.
choice.
You're
You're
definitely
definitely
in
in
the
the
right
right
here.
here.
I
I
mean,
mean,
your uncle.
First of all, your uncle's kind of
weird
weird
for
for
doing
doing
that.
that.
what are you doing in the alleyway, Uncle?
Park
Park
is
is
in
in
order
order
to
to
do too.
do.
But yeah, you're
You're
definitely
definitely
not
not
the
the
asshole.
You're
asshole.
not the asshole, man.
This next one, I just read the title. It sounds funny already. I'm not gonna lie. Am I the asshole for why I said to a child on the street? Would really love some opinions on this. Recently, myself, 29 male, and my fiance, 31 female, were out of town to grab some drinks after work. We were in a super built up area and there were a lot of people on the street. As we were walking, a lady with her two kids, probably no older than 6, oh god, started walking up. Both kids were running along in front of her, and one of them almost ran right into my chest. She basically stopped herself just in time, and it was really jarring and sudden. I was definitely taken aback and a little frustrated and said, "Can you watch where you're going?" I want to clarify that I didn't yell or cuss, but I was irritated. As we walked away, their mom yelled after me, "Oh, for God's sake, it's a child." And my fiance looked at me in shock and didn't say much for a while afterwards. Nothing else went on. We just kept walking and didn't escalate anything else. When we got home, it wasn't discussed, but a few days later, my fiance came up to me, seemed embarrassed about what happened. I tried to tell her not to be upset because it wasn't to do with her, but her reaction was something I hadn't expected. Admittedly, I've got a short temper, so I tend to snap at people sometimes, but I don't want to be an ass. My fiance agreed that the lady's kid had been running somewhat out of control and probably should have been stopped by their moms, but she seems to feel embarrassed and guilty about it, whereas I wouldn't have given it such a second thought, honestly. What do you guys think? Was I in the wrong to have said what I did? This is tricky. This is like in the gray area.
Yeah, because depending on how old is the kid,
No,
I'd
probably no older than 6, he said.
oh, okay, not older than 6. Well, at that age, it's still hyper. There's still it is the parents' job to control the kids. You know, there are some situations where I mean the kids, you do gotta let them play. They do need to learn to watch out and be careful. But how are they gonna learn without the experience? You know,
Yeah.
he didn't yell, so I don't think he's the asshole for it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
is that telling a kid like, "Hey, excuse me," like,
Yeah.
"Hey, watch out."
Yeah.
If you would have yelled, he would have like said a bad word or something. And then maybe you might have been the asshole. But you said it calmly. You did get a little frustrated, but you didn't yell. You just basically just gave a little attitude, you little sussy bucka. But sassy. I meant to say sassy bucka.
I
Anyways,
don't give a fuck.
but I don't think you're the asshole for basically telling a kid, "Hey, watch out." He will always remember that, and when the time comes, he will watch out. What are your opinions on this?
Uh,
Who cares? Nah,
yeah. You're not the asshole. I'm gonna say this right now. You're not the asshole. The mom is just not good. Sure, she may have had a stressful day. Maybe she had to do other stuff. But I mean, your kids, your responsibility. You got to make sure they're not out there running around almost hitting people. Shit. Honestly, that mom was lucky because you might never know that guy would have been that type of person who would have kicked the child. You know, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right.
there's people out there
There's
who
people
just,
out there who
that,
are
like just
assholes, bro.
who just snap and it was like, man, bah, like kick him, like or like push him or do something, you know. But what he did was not a good reaction, but it was the best reaction he could have gotten,
Yeah.
you know.
Honestly.
Because I mean, he even said it too. He didn't yell, he didn't cuss. He could have been, hey, watch the fuck out, or hey, move, like yelling all that, you know. Instead, he's like, hey, watch where you're going.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
And knowing that your girlfriend should have your back.
yeah, I mean, come on. Like,
Why would
when we have kids, like, from experience, like, trust me.
I'm not gonna lie. Why
Why are you
why?
shocked? Right?
Why are you embarrassed? I was the one that did it. Sure, you were near me, but I was the one that did it.
Right? I'm just saying, man.
Yeah, it's whatever.
I was just saying.
So there, yeah, you're not the asshole. So this next one, am I the asshole for telling my friend to back off and let me grieve?
Oh, okay.
I, 55 female, lost a lifelong 41 years friend beginning of last October. She passed away unexpectedly a little over a week after my 55th birthday. We were very close. We talked every day. She was my biggest supporter when I was having health issues and I was scared of what was coming. She cheered for me when I decided to go back to school to work on an associate's degree in general studies. Nice.
Nice.
She was the first person I called when my dad died, then my mom, then my brother. She cried with me and comforted me. Comforted me. Comforted me?
Comforted me.
I'm sorry. I spiraled into some pretty dark places in the months following her death, but I managed to pull myself out. I had help from a lot of other friends, plus our close circle of friends. It's coming up on my birthday again, and it'll be the first birthday without her. I've been kind of, I've been kind of up and down emotionally this week, and a couple of my friends of mine flat out told me that I should be over my grieving by now, and I am not the only one who lost somebody. That really hurts my feelings because I know I'm not the only one who lost somebody, and last I knew, there was never a timeline for grieving. So rather harshly, I told them to back off because they didn't know how I was feeling. I told them they were being assholes because they lost a friend too, but they weren't. They aren't acting like it. Am I the asshole here?
You're not the asshole,
but
I mean, I'm gonna tell you this honestly, and I mean very honestly. You gotta move on. You can't have the past linger on too long, because then at that point it's like a tugboat. You let it anchor down, it's gonna keep you there. You gotta let go. Sure, they lost people too. I mean, they moved on. They knew that. They know that they can't just keep on grieving for this one person. I understand it takes a while for a person to grieve and then let all their emotions go. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, they're not coming back.
They're not, yeah, and everyone grieves different. You know, some people might, move on faster than the other ones. Might some might move slower than the other ones. Don't. Your friend was just trying to help, because it's not healthy, grieving that long, or at least I mean, I don't know. I mean, I lost some friends too. Maybe just they weren't as close to me as your friend was to you. And like I said, everyone grieves different. But you're not the asshole for being mad because it's part of the grieving process. But you should really try your best to move on. Let your friends help you.
Am I the asshole for refusing to dine out with my husband's best friend?
What?
Yep, it's crazy. My husband has been best friends named John that he's known since college. I really like John, but it's no worth mentioning that John grew up very differently from both me and my DH, and that he comes from a wealthy family who supported him financially until he graduated from college and got his first job working for a major bank. He doesn't know what it's like to be poor or work a lower paying service job, and I have to make ends meet because he has never had to do it. I don't think it makes him a bad person, just out of touch with reality. That leads me to this. One thing about John is that I absolutely hate going out to eat with him. He is so rude to servers and he will often find reasons to not tip them. He has a habit of trying to order off menu or adding some modification to a dish that is no longer recognizable and will get angry if it's even a little bit wrong. He doesn't have any allergies or intolerances. Dining with him can be embarrassing and mentally exhausting. Last night was the last straw for me. The three of us and another couple decided to try a new restaurant in our city. After being seated, John seemed to be on his best behavior. No complaint, no complicated cocktail or food order. In fact, he got a glass of wine and only made two modifications to his entree. The only negative was that our server seemed to be in the weeds because of how busy the restaurant was, but she was pleasant and you could tell that she was trying her best to keep us happy, which is all that should matter. John got pissed because she was refilling his water as soon as he finished it. His second glass of wine took a while, and all entrees took about half an hour to get out. All the while he was talking about how this was going to be reflected on his tip. I was annoyed, and then when our entree did come out, one of his mods didn't come out right, and he went ballistic on the server. Told her how dumb she was, etc. I've never seen him get that angry with a server before. Usually he's just passive aggressive in response. I lost it all. I lost it all at him, and I told him that he was overreacting to such a small slight, and that it probably wasn't her fault. If he had such an issue, then he needed to speak to a manager and not yell at her about it. His meal was fixed soon after, and then the rest of the night went on smoothly. Of course, John left no tips, so I doubled mine to make it up for it. In the parking lot, I told him that I would never eat out with him again if he was going to continue to act entitled to restaurant workers. I added that he had needed to be humble, he needed to humble himself and not act like he's above everyone, who doesn't work a white collar job because not all of us were born into money and left without saying goodbye. On the car ride home, DH told me my comments to John were inappropriate and that I was an a hole. To him. Ah, fuck.
It's a long one.
Yeah, I know. It's because he had every night he had every right to be mad. I replied that I had the right to not want to eat with people who behave like he does because it's exhausting. I went eye blurry for a little bit.
That's
You're
a
not,
long,
yeah, that was a long ass one, but
that's a long one.
you're not the asshole. You're definitely not the asshole. This person's an asshole. I mean, who the fuck? First of all, he needs to hump himself. I fucking go to the restaurant, they miss my order, I still eat it.
Yeah, bro, you need to stop being so picky. Honestly, you're an asshole. All right.
Yeah, your husband's friend John is an asshole. I don't care. Your husband and him has been best friends for fucking since college. He needs to open his fucking eyes and see that. Oh my god, this guy just likes to fuck people over basically and not even tip them.
Toxic.
Toxic. And on that, the fact that your husband sided with him, not you, it's already bad too.
Toxic.
Toxic. And the other thing too is that even the waitress was being so nice and everything, even while the restaurant looked like it was busy. And he was doing great. He was doing fantastic until something bad happened. And then he was like, what the fuck? No, what the fuck, sir? You are
Toxic.
toxic. Don't ever eat out with him again. You're not the asshole. John is.
John is. If your husband does not see how toxic John is, just don't eat out with him. If he's gonna go out to eat out with John, all right, let him be. You know, I don't. It's for me. Is that I don't like being around people like that because of like I don't know. I mean I guess I'm not judging them, but it's like I don't want to be around that energy. I don't want to be around like that vibe, you know. Especially if we're eating, you know. Especially when we're with a group of people at a public place. I don't know. You know, especially like waitresses and waiters, they already have to deal with a lot of shit. Don't why are you adding on to that plate? So
Yeah, you're definitely not the asshole. Am I the asshole for having and using drugs at my own vacation home when I knew there was a recovering addict there? I'm 23 and already.
all right,
I have a family vacation house on the ocean that I use pretty regularly throughout the year. This past weekend I do a little party and I read a couple of friends and friends of friends. That was a bit confusing. I'm not gonna
Yeah, friends.
We are pretty liberal with drugs and use coke occasionally alongside Molly. One of my
Okay.
friends, Rachel, has a boyfriend, Jake, who is 6 months sober. I told her that there would be drugs there and to let Jake know this. She said that she told him and he said it would be fine and that he could handle it. Well, Saturday came around and we were all drinking and having fun. I went out of the hot tub with a girl I've been seeing for an hour and so. And when I came back, Rachel was upset and told me that Jake had relapsed. He was being aggressive, and I eventually told him to get the fuck out. He fought verbally, and eventually Jake left with Rachel yelling at me that I was out of line and following him. I feel bad because it was my party, and I did have the drugs there, but IMO,
For what?
IMO there.
Okay.
But he said he was fine, and they both knew what goes on with a party. So, am I the asshole? Rachel hasn't talked to me since Saturday night. First of all, no, I'm not gonna lie. You're not the asshole. Cause you told her that hey, there's drugs there. Let your boyfriend know there are drugs there. And she said, he said he will be fine. So you gave him a heads up. You're not the asshole. Now, why the fuck are y'all doing drugs? At 23 years old.
I'm 23 and I stopped doing drugs.
You're about to be 24.
Grow up. All right. Be responsible. All right.
Do it later.
All right.
Focus on yourself. It's like, first of all, vacation home?
I
You're
know.
rich. You have money.
I know, right? Come on, we're vacation.
I'm not gonna lie. Only people with money would have drugs like that.
Right.
Well,
We occasionally do cocaine. Like, oh, really?
and Molly. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, you're not the asshole because I mean, you told her that hey, there's drugs there. Tell your boyfriend, that there's gonna be drugs there. He said he'll be fine. Now and that, it's not your fault that he did it. He had a choice. He did that choice, and now he has to pay the consequences. That girl, she's also an asshole because she got mad at you for having it there. You told her that you were gonna have it there. You gave her a heads up. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I highly doubt she gave him a heads up.
I don't think she did. I don't think he's. For me, and this is just me, right? Personal opinion. If you knew he was in recovery and she told you, "Can my boyfriend come?" you should have said no. No, there's gonna be drugs. I don't want him to risk it. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's none of your business and it's his fault. But, and you probably don't even know the guy that well, right? But still, do you really want a recovery person in the party when you know there's gonna be a lot of drugs, heavy drugs? He's in recovery for a reason, right? Something must have happened for him to have to be sober. So for you to invite him where temptation is all around him, I mean, like, you're not the asshole because it was your party, but for the girlfriend, that girl was an asshole for even thinking about inviting him, the boyfriend, and then blaming you for it when you're the one who warned them. You could have just said no. Honestly, you could have just told him, "Nah, don't come." But I don't know. You're not an asshole. You could have made a better decision. That girl is an asshole. That guy is just a fucking druggie, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Come on, man. I
mean,
don't know.
yeah, I don't know. You're not in the fault. She's in the fault. He's in the fault. He had a choice. He did the choice. Her yelling at you was unnecessary.
Really unnecessary. So,
Am I the asshole for blowing up on my boyfriend after his sister had a miscarriage? Already sounds bad.
already sounds bad, but let's see what happens.
So my boyfriend and I get hotels sometimes, almost every time. Sometimes some things comes up,
No.
and he has to leave for hours with barely any update or answers. And he takes my car. Last night he got a call that his sister was bleeding a lot and possibly miscarrying her baby. I heard her on the phone. I jump up and offer to drive him. He says there's nowhere to go. He then wakes me up an hour an hour or two later saying he wants me to drop him off to see his sister. I realized I'm not really sober and I was hella tired from work, so I told him just to take the car because that would be safer than me driving. Apparently, he tried to update me, but it wasn't going through. He's been having phone issues, but I blew up on him. I told him I understand the situation, but every other one and his sister should have had her husband there. In my opinion, that I voiced like why wasn't he there, and also when I was in the ER a few months ago, he couldn't make it when I was super sick, was 10 out of 10 pain and bursting over ovarian cysts. So my asshole from my am I the asshole? My friends say no. He obviously thinks I am, but I want more opinion. Edit won't let me edit the title, but I'm not actually sure if she had a miscarriage or officially.
Okay, well, see, so if she didn't have a miscarriage, now I don't know.
You have a right to be mad, but at the same time, no, you don't have the right to be mad. You're not an asshole. You're a boho.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, you're probably like a
5.
yeah 5, 4.
Because even I mean, sure. I mean, she did say that he does leave every once in a while for hours. But I mean, if you heard his sister on the phone, and then him telling you, "Hey, I might have to go," but I mean, then again, he woke him up 2 hours ago, 2 hours later.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe him waking you up. I mean, I understand.
If anything, it probably was like maybe he was like, okay, she's probably in the hospital, and they could probably take care of her. Maybe he got another phone call while you were asleep, and they told him that she needed him or something. So maybe he was like, okay, I have to go now.
I mean, the update part where like he's trying to send you updates, I don't think that was necessary. You know, if he knew that you were sleeping or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or honestly, if something happened with my family, unless my wife asked me if everything's okay, I wouldn't be updating her until I actually got home and be like, hey, this happened. For me, the updates were unnecessary. So
A little bit, yeah, low key. Well, I mean, also, I mean, come on, why you gotta, you at this point you do sound like an asshole. I mean, like, well, you could be there for your sister who might be having a miscarriage, but whenever I had ovarian cysts, I don't know how fucking painful that is. But I mean,
ovarian cysts, I guess it's just what
probably,
pimples in your vagina.
probably, I think. I mean, I'm not a woman,
Yeah, that's true.
but what's it called? But I mean, still, I mean, come on. Maybe
Yeah.
I mean, he was an asshole for that, but I mean, you're an asshole for basically saying that your
For-
situation was as equal as his sister having maybe a miscarriage.
Yeah, that is a kind of a dick move comparing it to. Not only that, you're right. He is an asshole for not being there for you, but you're a bigger asshole for this is family. Like you're a bigger asshole.
This is a whole different situation.
Yeah.
And not only that, the fact that he had to bring up like, what about her husband? I was like, maybe she wanted a family member there. Like, I mean, who the fuck knows?
Either or, even if the husband was there, as family, I want to be there and be like, holy shit, what's going on? You're my sister, right?
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
So I think you're a boho.
Not an asshole.
Not an
a boho.
asshole, but a boho.
So,
For
just basically being mad at for him caring for his sister.
yeah,
So,
don't get mad.
Don't get mad.
Don't get mad.
Don't get mad.
It's a very
What you mad?
What?
It's just game. Why are you mad? Have you seen that, man?
No.
Have you not seen
You
that?
remind me of Michael Scott trying to like do references.
Bro, that meme's funny as fuck. But yeah, that's all for today, guys. We're trying this out. Hopefully, y'all enjoy it. We enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty funny.
That was pretty funny.
We'll see if we can find other subreddits that we can talk to stories and probably give our 2 cents, or just be like, "Whoa, that's kind of crazy." But yeah, I was reading Reddit with Starkey23,
And if it's you,
and yeah, thank you for watching.
thank you.
Actually, hold up. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that people understand. My bad. So that you wouldn't be notified when we upload.
Yes.
When we upload.
And if you have a story, if you want to know if you're the asshole,
Drop it down in the comments.
or if you post it somewhere, send us a link.
We'll definitely
We'll-
check it out.
I would love to check it out. I want to judge you. I just
Okay, come on.
but
But yeah, deuces.
go ahead.
Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm
Go
Dirty
ahead, actually,
Trencher.
hold on. Okay, ready? Let's give it a 5-second thing, okay? Here and go.
Do I go now?
You gotta count 5 seconds
Oh,
and then start to.
okay. But let me
Okay,
count
ready?
5 seconds. Again. Okay.
Alright.